I want to thank you and welcome you to this brief training session. And yes, I must warn you, what you're about to see and learn will generate so much excitement in you, it may cause you some insomnia. What does that mean? It means you'll probably lose a little bit of sleep because you'll be excited about what it is you're going to see here, and then developing this ability for yourself to be able to use it to make the kind of money that you want to make. All right, so it's good that you decided to make the commitment to watch this video, because what you're about to hear and what you're going to actually see with your own two eyes, or four, depending on how many you have, all right, and what you're about to experience can dramatically have a positive financial impact on you, your family, and your business. I know that firsthand, and you're going to see the evidence of what's possible right here in front of you. If you know me, one of the things I like to do is not just talk about it, I like to actually show you. So as we go through this brief training session, what I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to actually show you the evidence of, okay? Now, here's one thing I know to be certain. You want a method of making money that's proven to work, right? And not only proven to work, but it takes little time to learn. You don't want something that's proven to work that's going to take you forever to learn how to do it, right? So I know that to be true. So one thing I can promise you is that what you're going to learn here is proven to work, and it takes such little time to learn how to do it that it's absolutely ridiculous. And you're going to see that for yourself as well, all right? Now, there are various methods that I have in my money-making war chest that can help you to generate what we call automated income. And this right here is a look at just one of the automated income models. And in fact, the list that you see here of these 8, most people don't even know these unless you're in one of my training programs. I haven't even packaged these and sold these to the public. These are generally taught in my super cash or at my workshops and stuff like that. So unless you've been a part of any of those, you probably don't even know that these exist. But what we want to look at in this training session are what I call video vending machines, okay? Now here's the thing. Regardless of what your level of experience is and your attempts to unsuccessfully or successfully make money online, here's the thing that I promise you. This is simple, all right? And you may want to write this phrase down. It's not difficult, it's just new. And here's the thing, sometimes when we experience something that we haven't done before, we can sometimes translate the idea that we haven't done it before to be difficult, and that's not true. I mean, you've gotten to where it is you are in your life, whether you like where you are or not. You've gotten there because you've gone through a continuous process of learning new things. Some things easier than others, but you've learned a lot of new things. The key skill, if you ask me, to be able to make money in pretty much anything is the ability to learn. If you exercise that ability to learn, which you already have, you can pretty much learn anything. I don't think the ability to learn is what holds people back. I think it's more of the psychological aspect, but that kind of goes beyond the scope of what we're going to discuss here. So I'm going to show you how to go about using video vending machines, and it's so super simple. So just stick with me here, okay? Remember, this is not difficult, it's just new, and it's ridiculously simple to learn how to do, and you're going to see that for yourself. So ultimately, what I'm hoping to accomplish here is to show you how to create set it and forget it passive income using videos on YouTube, right? And YouTube is the primary place. I'm not going to go into the history of YouTube or all the YouTube stats. You can get the YouTube stats online. I don't think that's necessary. Bottom line is, it's the place to be. And in my opinion, other video sites are secondary, and they play behind YouTube, if you ask me. You know, there are some other video sites I would recommend, but the starting point is YouTube. You can win on YouTube. You can, for the most part, win on any of the other places. So we're going to start with YouTube, all right? That's going to be our focus. So what are you going to learn in this session? Well, first thing you're going to learn is my craziest, sexiest, kind of like me, video marketing secret ever. One that I've only shared this a few times at my live workshops, all right? And I shared it with my monthly coaching program. But it's crazy easy, it's crazy simple, it's sexy, and you're going to see it for yourself. So I'm a digress, if I can use that word on that, and we'll come to it and you'll see it. And trust me, all right, wait till you see it. It's so simple, but it's just so crazy and effective, right? But you'll see that for yourself. And we're going to take a look at what I call the ranking evidence. In other words, again, I don't like to just talk about something and say that something is possible and you can do something and not provide you with evidence. And I'm not talking about cherry picking some things, but I'm just talking about just showing you one thing after the next to give you overwhelming proof, if you will, that what it is I talk about works. Because I don't just talk about this stuff, I do this stuff so I know firsthand how it works and that it does work. And I try things and test things across multiple domains, and that means not just physical domains, but multiple markets to make sure that it works. And then I share it with a small group of people to get some feedback from them to make sure that it works for others. And then I kind of work from that inner circle outwards. And now you're able to get it. So what you're going to see when I talk about the ranking evidence is the evidence of what it is we're going to be talking about here and that it works. So I'll be showing you some live proof. So we'll go online live to take a look at that, all right? And then also progressive positioning. Now, right now, that probably doesn't really mean much to you because we haven't covered anything just yet. But when we come to it, you'll have a full understanding of what it is, and it's going to make sense to you then, all right? So it may not make sense now, but it will make sense when we get to it. And the 3 steps to profiting from video marketing. There's all kinds of things you can do, obviously, but I think that sometimes because there's so many different things you can do, the things you should be doing kind of get lost in what you can do. Just because you can do all these different things doesn't mean that you should. Because all the different activities or the different tasks or the different tactics are not created equal. So what I want to do is just break it down into 3 simple steps that are proven to work time and time again, and the repeatable steps. So we'll talk about that as well. And then what you should choose to do next after we cover 1, 2, 3, and 4. So are you ready to get started? Are you ready to get started? Well, good. So what is this crazy, sexy video secret thing that I'm talking about? Well, I'd like to show you how you can be number 1 even if you don't have the number 1 position, all by just making a simple, small tweak. Right? So what in the world am I talking about? Being number 1 without having the number 1 position? Well, this is what my craziest, sexiest video marketing secret is all about. So before I don't want to just explain it to you. I want to illustrate it because I think an illustration will be a whole lot better than an explanation, if you will. So I want you to take a look at this page, all right, and tell me what on this page stands out to you. Just look at it. Is it the things, remember, that's bolded? Does that stand out? Maybe it's the little blue diamond things to the left side of each of the paragraphs. Does that stand out? What stands out? Is there anything really on this page that pops? Maybe, maybe not. All right, let's take a look at this page again with one small change. Now tell me what stands out on this page. Chances are it stood out in an instant, and it's that little part right there, right? That little part right there is just something about our brain and that little color yellow, isn't it? It just stood out. It just popped, all right? So the objective in business, especially in the environment that we live in right now with all the noise that goes on online and offline, the objective is to be able to fit in, which is about being relevant, while standing out, which is being different. So that's the duality that every person faces in business today. All right, it's like 2 sides of the same coin. You want to be able to fit in. That means you're relevant, you're a part of the conversation, and you're meaningful. But at the same time, you want to stand out, and that is being different. Okay, so how do you do that? A lot of people think it's complex, it's very hard to do, and they try to do, monkey shows, pony shows, and all this other kind of stuff to be different. And I don't necessarily, maybe that works, I don't know. I don't think you really need to go to that extreme, but what I want to do is I want to show you a way that allows you to clearly fit in and simultaneously clearly stand out. And it's going to be without question. You'll be able to stand out, all right? And you're going to laugh your head off, trust me, when you find out how I'm using that little basic visual cue that we just looked at on the page. I'm using that little basic visual cue to literally just stomp my competition, all right? So I want you to brace yourself for what it is I'm about to show you. It's really simple, and it just cracks you up when you see it, because it's one of the obvious things that's hidden in plain sight, but unless you're seeking for those unique angles of attack in the market, chances are you overlook it. So let's just take a look at it and see it in play, all right? So take a look at this right here. This is YouTube, and the search phrase is free DJ software download. You can see there's 11,600 video results. Now I want you to look at this and tell me what stands out for you on this page. What pops? What stands out? Maybe ever so slightly the promoted video at the top that has that little slight different color in the background. Maybe it stands out. Maybe it doesn't. It doesn't. But if you look at this, what stands out? Not anything really, right? All right, so let's take a look at this page again. But what we're going to do is take a look at some additional results from the page that you really can't see. Now tell me what stands out. It's pretty obvious what stands out on that page, right? No matter where you look on the page, isn't there something about how your eyes just gravitate towards that yellow? Why do you think we use yellow as highlighters, right? There's something about that yellow that just stands out no matter where you look. You can look at different spots on the screen. That yellow just pulls your eye to it. So here's what we have. This person right here has the #1 physical position. Now let me introduce you to an entirely new concept that I assure you, your first time hearing it is here with me, because that's how I roll, right? Anyway, that person has the #1 physical position, but I had the #1 visual position. So what I'm actually doing is now granted, if I have the #1 physical position and the #1 visual position, then all the better, right? But if I don't have the #1 physical position, as long as I'm within the peripheral vision, I can snag the #1 visual position, even though I don't have the physical position. Do you understand what we're doing here? So I can equally compete for any position that's above me by making sure I stand out. So obviously my video fits in because I'm coming back for those same results. Look at the keyword, free DJ software download. Obviously it fits in. But I'm standing out because while above me you have black, 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 black. Nothing's wrong with black, but it's black, 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 black. But then all of a sudden it screams yellow. Do you see what it is we're doing here? What we're doing is we're playing to how the brain works. All right. Now I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of things about psychology and the brain and colors and all this other kind of stuff, but I think it's pretty obvious. All right. So take a look at this page right here. Now, this is my video for a broad beard trimmer, which is on page 1 of Google. Now, granted, the products you see on here, the actual pictures of the products that people are paying for to be there on the right side for Google AdWords and inside the shopping results, yeah, that stands out. It stands out a whole lot better than the standard text results. But even with that, take a look at the #1 position at the top, the #1 in the paid results where it says ads, but then notice how your mind and your brain and your eyes continue to see that yellow that's at the bottom. So while this person right here, out of the organic results, has the #1 physical position, I can still hold the #1 visual position, and I can get myself significantly more clicks because how the brain works, that level of curiosity. The brain is going to always see it, right? And remember, people cannot respond to what they don't see. So if you look at other people's results and they're just fitting in, but they're not standing out, it can kind of become a blur and they don't really get seen. So before a person starts to go to the #1 position and then start to look down at #2, #3, etc., I set myself up to pull their eyes towards my video by using a color that's going to stand out and pop on the page. If out of curiosity, I don't care why it is they want to click, curiosity or what is this? Oh, yellow, and maybe it's a favorite color. It doesn't matter to me. Bottom line is, if I can get their eyeballs first, then I have a high probability of getting that click. So I can increase my level of clicks on my videos, right? Just by having that strong visual appeal, and that yellow is like a magnet. And by the way, you don't just have to use yellow, you can use some other colors that allow you to stand out. But yellow is just the color that I like to use. So the whole idea here with my crazy, sexiest video marketing secret is that while people are producing standard videos, I produce videos that have a standout, remember, fit in and stand out, a standout color in the background with very, very simple messages on it, as you were able to see. And then when we go and take a look at some of the ranking evidence, you'll see some more of the yellow videos that are live online. But I want you to keep that in mind. So the way I approach video marketing is that there's really two #1 positions. There is the number one physical position, and that's the one that everybody tends to want to go for, or above the fold, which is having your video seen in any other positions that are visible without a person having to scroll. I kind of get that as well. But if you're above the fold and you have a video that stands out because of the colors that you're using, then guess what? If the eyeballs go there first, I can end up getting more video plays being in number 3 standing out than being in number 1. Okay, so I want you to think about that. And I put this to the test, and without question, it's shocking how effective it is just by making that one tweak. So that you know, the way I approach video marketing is I approach it from looking to get 2 positions. Do I want the number 1 physical position? You're darn right I do. But if I don't have the number 1 physical position, I will legally steal clicks from any position above me by making sure I have that number 1 visual position, because I want to draw their eyes to me. Now granted, you want to make sure that from a textual standpoint, that means the text that you're using and your titles, etc., still has that appeal and that is still relevant. All right, the whole color idea is what's going to pull their eyeballs to your video before it tends to go to any place else, because it's just how the brain works. You know, if you were to open up a book and there was nothing highlighted, you're just going to probably go up to the left side and then you're going to read. If you open up a book that somebody handed you and there was something highlighted in yellow, immediately your eye goes to that out of curiosity. What is this? Why did they highlight this? There must be some meaning to it. It stands out. And then maybe you go back to something else, or maybe you flip through the page just to find the stuff that's highlighted. Who knows? But that highlight stands out. So what I'm doing with my videos is I'm playing to that whole effect that's been around long before online video has been around, and that is the using of yellow highlights to highlight things in a book or in a physical document that's important. All right? So enough said about that. What about the evidence? Because I'm going to share with you some ideas on what it is I do in terms of marketing online. All right, and I want you to stick with me here because this is incredibly simple. In fact, you can create a 30-second video the way that I talk about, and it would take you less than 15 minutes to do, which means you can roll this out for multiple products and multiple markets in just a couple hours in a day. All right, I want you to think about that, all right? But the ranking evidence. Now, before we get to the ranking evidence, I want to look at some data that kind of demonstrates the impact of video. Now, I'm not going to go too deep. I have a ton of data on how effective video is, but I'm not going to hypnotize you into boredom by giving you too much data, but I will touch on a few points that I believe are relevant, all right, which I believe are important for you to know. So you probably are already aware of the fact that visitors who view product videos are 85% more likely to buy than visitors who do not. And that's from Internet Retailer, April 2010. I want you to think about that. Visitors who view product videos are 85% more likely to buy than visitors who do not. That's the power of video. Retail site visitors who viewed videos stayed 2 minutes longer on average and are 64% more likely to purchase than other site visitors. That's from ComScore, August 2010. All of this is important because we're talking about the power of video. All right. Now, for Marketing Week 2011, video results appear in about 70% of the top 100 listings. We're talking about Google here. The type of content most often displayed in universal or blended search results. We're talking about how Google now doesn't just show your standard results. Google shows results from press releases, which is the Google News results. Google shows blog results specifically. Google shows pictures. Google shows shopping results. And more specifically, Google shows video results. All right, and this is going to, when we go to progressive positioning, this right here is going to make a lot of sense to you, all right? But now, and here's the thing I want you to understand. A lot of people that are competing for keywords, you know what they're competing with? They're competing with their WordPress sites and their Squidoo lenses and their hub pages and different social sites like that. A large percentage of people that are competing for keywords are not competing using video optimization. You may think a lot of people are, but let me tell you something. It is such a wide open arena right now to compete and win with keywords that it's not even funny. Where there are keywords that you probably would not land on page 1 because of the nature of the competition with those type of sites, you can end up getting there through video, and the video is going to have a stronger pull and probably produce better results for you anyway. All right, so we're talking about an angle of attack right now that is still almost like a blue ocean, if you will. Despite how powerful video is, despite how many billions of video views take place every single day, despite the fact that it's a part of Google's blended results coming on page one. A lot of people are still not attacking video the right way, right? The right way in the sense of understanding the type of keywords to use, how to optimize the videos specifically on YouTube, and then how to push the progressive positioning to get them on page one of Google, all right? Now, that said, with proper optimization, this goes to the point of what I was just talking about, video increases the chance of a front page result by 53 times, and that's from Forrester, January 2010. Now, over 90% of shoppers surveyed found video useful in making purchase decisions, according to a survey, a study of swimwear boutique customers, and that's from Internet Retailer, October 2010. Video and other multimedia product viewing options were rated more effective than any other site initiatives, and that is in an Adobe survey of almost 2,000 interactive marketers, and that's from May 2011. All right, so there you are. Enough with the stats. I'm sure you were probably convinced before you even saw this, but with the stats out of the way, are you ready to go and look at some results online? Yes, let's do that. So let's go online. All right. And we're going to take a look at a few videos. So I have a video for free wallpaper download for PC. All right, free wallpaper download for PC. All right, so here you go. It's just over 1,800 videos, and this is my video right there. Okay, now if we come over to Google Video. Now, by the way, you're probably thinking like free wallpaper download for PC. I mean, how many people will be looking for that kind of keyword phrase? Well, let's go take a look and see how many people are looking for that keyword phrase. All right, we'll put that in and put in our little captcha code right here, and let's see how many people are actually looking for this phrase. I don't want you to think I'm going for some little phrase that nobody's really searching for. So let's see. And we'll take a look at broad match, exact match, and phrase match. All right, so you can see for broad match, 49,500. Well, let's take a look at exact match and phrase match as well. All right, so you can see 4,400, 4,400. So by any stretch of the imagination, that's a pretty decent search number, okay? So there's my video right there in the #1 position in YouTube. All right, and then we'll go and take a look at Google Video. So just go to Google and then we'll click on videos, right? And you'll see I'm #1. By the way, that's my daily motion video, all right? I did another daily motion video because I was testing daily motion in YouTube, but I'm not gonna really go into all of that. We can probably touch on that a little bit later. But that is my video right there. So I hold the #1 and the #2 spot, but forget the #2 spot because I'm really looking at YouTube. So I'm right here and the #1 spot on YouTube. I'm sorry, on Google. Now, if we go back to everything to look at the regular page results, you'll see that I'm right here. Now, in all fairness, I'm on page 1 right here out of 21 million results. But that said, in all fairness, this video does bounce back and forth between page 1 and page 2, and sometimes it moves up to here, then sometimes it's like on the top of page 2. But for the majority of the time, it does stay on page 1. Does bounce around a little bit, but it stays on page 1. Okay, so let's go back over here to YouTube and look at my Braun beard trimmer. Actually, you saw a snapshot of this, all right? Beard trimmer, all right? This one doesn't have a lot of search results on it, but it is a decent product that I saw over in YouTube. I'm sorry, at Amazon. Okay, so here's my broad beard trimmer. You can see I'm in the #1 position right there in YouTube. And we'll go over here to Google. We'll do a search. Let's go to videos first. Right, you can see I'm #1 right there in Google Video. We'll check everything. Scroll down the page. You'll see I'm on page 1. Right, so looking good there with that product. Nice product, right? Get some decent views. All right, now let's take a look at another one. All right, aquarium. What's it? Aquarium. Oops. It's aquarium, right? Aquarium screen saver free. That's the keyword phrase. All right, so there I am. I'm in the #1 position right there. All right. And by the way, these are the videos, once I fine-tuned this process, these were the videos that I used the official process on. So I'm number one right here, and let's come over here to Google, right, and check Google videos, right, I'm number one right there. That's my Daily Motion video. So in all fairness, my YouTube video is number 2, and my Daily Motion video is number 1. But yet, am I testing out? Because I was testing between YouTube and Daily Motion, as you can see. It's really, I still feel as if YouTube is the best, even though you may see, the Daily Motion video above it. So stick with me here, right? Now let's go to everything, all right, and see where we are, all right? So this one's on page 2, right here. All right, so you can see that's on page 2. That's the Daily Motion video. All right, but trust me, it's YouTube. And now here on page 3, you have my YouTube and my Daily Motion video. And these are videos that are still in the progressive positioning. All right, and I'll share with you what I mean by progressive positioning. After we take a little bit further into the training, after we take a look at some more of these results. But these are videos that are still moving up. Okay. So let's see. This one get paid to test products. All right, here's my video. Right, I'm in the number 1 position. Oh, by the way, let's go right here, because you're probably thinking aquarium screensaver free. That doesn't even make any sense. How many people are looking for that phrase? Well, let's just check and see. Right, I have a certain way that I go about looking for keywords for these videos also, by the way. All right, so you can see 22,000 plus for broad match, but for exact 2,400, for phrase 4,400. So not bad, right? Decent. Okay, so get paid to test products. All right, so you can see I'm number 1 right there on YouTube. All right, and let's see. We'll go over to Google videos. All right, and you can see number 1 right there. Now, me and this guy right here, we kind of swap positions every now and then. I'm number 1 right now. Sometimes he's number 1, then I'm number 1, then he's number 1. But for the most part, I'm number 1 more than him based on my schedule of checking, which isn't that often. Okay, now let's go to everything. All right, and this sits on page 2 with him. Right, so here we go. He and I both are sitting on page 2, and this video is still in the progressive positioning. And with the progressive positioning, I'm testing different things that actually impact and influence the speed of how far it progresses. All right, so that's another one. All right, so let's see. Here's another one. Free DJ software download. Now this one right here, it's actually, didn't I show you this one on the screen? All right, this one right here is the one I showed you on the screen. So you can kind of see, if you look at this entire page, what stands out on the page is this. Look, all this other stuff, this stands out even more than this little background that YouTube has on there for the promoted videos, right? It's this one right here that stands out. Are you following me? That's the one that stands out, not the other ones, right? So that's the whole thing about a little sexy secret there. Okay, so let's check Google video. This one I think is like number 3 or 4 on Google video. So here we go. It's like the number 4 position. But when you hit this page, right now we're still above the fold because you don't have to scroll. But look what pops on this page. This is the one that pops, and this is what I'm talking about. Hey, do all of my videos grab the number 1 spot? No. So my whole idea was, well, if I don't get number 1, what can I do? Well, let me grab, and that's when I came up, well, there has to be another position that I can get. And that's where I started thinking about there being a visual position as opposed as an addition to a physical position. So this is the number 1 physical position, but I have the number 1 visual position. Are you getting a hold of that? All right, very nice. All right, so let's take a look at another one. This one right here is not a yellow video, right? But it is a video. Best AV receiver, and this is a frequent one I did. I was testing some new stuff on this. I'm always testing some new things. So actually, mine says best AV receiver, right? So this is my video right here, right? And my other account called Did You Get Yours? But this is my video. And I actually, you know what? I created this video live at a workshop. and it appeared in 5 minutes, and it's still #1. And I did it a week ago. And where were we at? I was in Lexington. No, I was in Nashville when I created this video in front of a live audience to demonstrate how powerful the process is. So I built this whole video, and I was showing them how to use Animoto, which is the reason why I didn't do a yellow video. So I created it with Animoto, and I did the whole thing live. And literally, I kid you not, in 5 minutes, the video was up. It happened all right in front of them. Okay? That's how powerful this entire process is. I know you're already convinced, and it's like getting redundant as I continue to show you all these different things, but just bear with me here, right? But again, I like to just show the proof. So here I am in the #1 position in YouTube. Right now, this one is brand new. It's still it's in that progressive positioning phase, and I think it was on page 3. Okay, now it's moved up to page 2. Right, it was on page 3, I think yesterday. So now it's on page 2 of Google. So it's still within that progressive positioning. And I have tons more. I can keep on going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Like a video that I created, which is still moving up. I didn't create a yellow one for this one either. iPad Nano at Walmart. Right, iPad Nano at Walmart. All right, so here I am right here. Right, and I went to check this guy's video and see what his whole thing was. But here I am. Right, that's 2 weeks ago. I created this one at a different workshop as well. This one appeared in like 10 minutes. Right, it's still holding the #2 position, but as you can see, it fits in, but it doesn't really stand out that much at all. It doesn't stand out at all because it's just black. So I'm just fitting in, but there's no real standout. If I was yellow, I would probably have a whole lot more views. But you know, it is what it is, right? Bottom line is these things get up there regardless. So let's go and check Google video. Right, so here I am in the #2 position in Google video. Right, and in everything, last time I checked it was on page 2. Right, there we go, page 2 and moving up. It was earlier, it was page 2 and below, but I want you to notice something though, okay? I want you to notice this. Now, if you go back to the Google videos, you see this person's video is above me. Now, you would think logically that this person's video would be the one that's going to progress to Google's everything index, if you will. But it's my video, right? And there's certain reasons why. So it moves up just a little bit right there as well. So it doesn't really move that fast, but it did just jump a slot. But that's what I'm talking about as far as progressive positioning. Now, I can keep on going on and on and on because I have other ones. So that's taking a look at some of what I call the ranking evidence to let you see that this whole thing works. Now, as you're sitting there listening to me and you're seeing this with your own eyes, you might like to think about how much more money you can make once your own videos start to rank like this. Because we're not just talking about top rankings in terms of their position, but we're talking about the speed. And actually, there's really 3 things that are at work here: the speed in which they rank, the physical position in which they gain, as well as the visual position that we're able to gain. So there's really 3 things: speed of them showing up, right? So if you think about this holiday season or any holiday season, or think about rapid trends, things that are moving fast, something that's in the news, something that's new release, and you know you have the ability to create videos really quickly and get them out there. And you know that within a matter of minutes, there's a high probability that it's going to show up at the top of YouTube and at the top of Google Video, and then it's going to progress through the process and inch its way onto page 1 of Google. What would that do for you as an affiliate marketer? What would that do for you selling your own products? What would that do for you to get the word out for whatever your cause is, or to help your fundraising efforts for whatever foundation you're a big fan and supporter of, or whatever church it is you support with tithe and offering? The bottom line is the power is in understanding how to use this. How you go about using it is up to you, right? I mean, the moment you have this, you can wield and swing the power like a samurai swings his sword, right? But you will then have the power, all right? So you kept hearing me talk about progressive positioning. So what is that really all about? This is what I mean. This is a visual illustration. When I'm doing a video, after having done so many of these and so many of them not working, till I got to the point where they are working, the visual positioning aside, doesn't matter about the visual positioning. As far as the physical positioning, this is what I'm talking about as far as the progressive positioning. I'm always looking for the #1 position in YouTube first. Okay? Now, based on what it is I've seen, if I have the #1 position in YouTube, I'm more likely than not going to end up having the #1 position in Google video. Okay? And with that #1 position in Google video, the position will progress to me having a position of that video on page 1 of Google's everything, all the searches of Google, where Google has this whole mix and mashup of pictures and videos, etc. So do you see? But even as you look at this, what stands out? It's the yellow, right? It's the yellow that stands out. Every single time, that yellow is just like pop, 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 pop. It pops. Right? Regardless of what position it holds, it pops. But that's what I mean by progressive positioning. I'm always going for #1 in YouTube first. When I get that, it's like, it's almost automatic that I end up having #1 in Google video. And the moment I had #1 in Google video, it can hold that position and never show up on Google's on the front page of Google, believe it or not. It can never show up there. But there's extra things to do. The moment I have #1 in YouTube and #1 in Google video, there's some extra things I then do to help to, if you will, assist the video to progress and move to being on page 1 of Google's everything search. Okay, so think of how powerful you'll feel when your videos are leaping to the top of YouTube, Google video, in Google, the way my videos do. Right? And if you think about the gazillions of different things out there that you can sell, and the fact that when the moment you have your video done and it's online, it's a workhorse for you. It works all by itself. You don't have to pamper it. You don't have to chastise it or reward it. You don't have to monitor it or babysit it. You don't have to hold a banana in front of it to encourage it to do its job. You don't have to use carrots. You don't have to use sticks. All you have to do is sit back and wait and reap the rewards. Right? That's it. Because once it's done, it's done. It's out there just doing its work for you. And it never complains. I like that idea. Right? All right. Now, we talked about my craziest, sexiest video marketing secret. You have to admit, it's crazy. It's sexy. But it makes sense. Right? It makes sense. Just like, I don't know if you saw the video training I did on the age drop. Right? It makes sense. Right? And by the way, my stuff is original. This is the stuff I come up with because my brain is constantly moving and thinking about what's next. What am I missing? There has to be something else. And I start to spot these things. So hopefully you're getting some benefit out of what it is I'm sharing here so far, and there is some more that I want to share with you, okay? So we talked about, we looked at some ranking evidence, and before that, though, we looked at some of the facts and data as it relates to video, and we talked about progressive positioning. So what are the 3 steps to profit from video marketing? All right, well, the first step is you want to pick your product to promote. You want to pick the product to promote. Now, I have some certain ideas on what you should really go about picking. There's some things that'll be easier to get traction on and transactions on than others. But the first thing you do is you pick your product to promote. And unlike if you're doing niche sites, it's a whole lot easier and a whole lot faster to pick products when you're doing it this way. All right. Now, after you pick the product to promote, you produce your video for the product. And we're talking about 30-second videos, by the way. We're not talking about, and you don't have to get in front of a camera either, right? So it's not like you have to pull out some flip cam or some digital camera or HD cam or whatever and put together a script and then just start, being like a talking head or anything like that. You don't have to do that. If you look at my videos, and you can go look at them for yourself. You saw the keywords, you go see them for yourself. If you see them, I'm not saying a word. In fact, there's no words being spoken anyway. There's just words on the screen with some music that's laid in the background, and they're very effective. So after you pick your product and you to promote, you produce the video for the product, and then you post your video to YouTube. All right. Now, obviously, there's a right and wrong way to go about doing everything. All right. So there's a right way to pick the product. Right. There's a few steps involved there. There's a right way to produce the video, because you don't want to produce crap. Even though it's a 30-second video, you want to make sure you produce it the right way to get the clicks and get the results. And then there's definitely a right way to post the video onto YouTube so you can get the proper rankings. Now, I guarantee you, if you follow this process, you're going to get rapid rankings. In fact, if you follow me on Facebook, and you've been following me long enough, you've probably seen on my Facebook fan page students that have come and they posted images of their rankings, and I'm talking about how many videos they got ranked in a matter of minutes online, because it works, right? And those are people that attended a live workshop to learn how to go about doing this, right? So I'm making it available to you now because Anybody can do this. I don't care what your background is. All right. But here's the thing. Here's the point I want to make right now. This is incredibly powerful. I mean, it's deadly powerful. The speed is absolutely amazing. Now, I've demonstrated this live in front of people, and they've seen videos appear in a matter of minutes. Right. This is a video that appeared in 57 minutes. It's actually appeared before that. But in all fairness, it was at 57 minutes when I decided to take the screenshot. All right. So I have to only give you the number that's on there. But it was 57 minutes like the screenshot, but it was actually, by the time I went back and checked, it was like 30 minutes. And by the time I went and got to where I can do my snag it and take the screenshot, it was at 57 minutes. But it did appear faster than that. I've done these live, and they've appeared in like 5 minutes. I've had some appear in like literally 1 minute. And I did a workshop at my home recently, and I had videos appear in like 10 minutes in front of everybody that was there training, and they had their videos appearing rather quickly as well. So this method has been proven again and again and again and again and again. Now, that all said, you need to be aware of the haters. So let me give you a quick hater alert. Now, what do I mean? Well, it's extremely powerful. Now, I want you to combine the speed and the power of what it is we're talking about here. Ranking fast, ranking high, and ranking where you have like a yellow color that stands out and it screams, look at me, look at me, look at me. So let me give you an example of what I mean about haters, all right? So before the iPhone 4S came out, and people were expecting Apple to release an iPhone 5, there was a whole lot of people positioning and jockeying for a position with pages and, in this case, videos for the iPhone 5. Even though there was no official word from Apple that there was going to be an iPhone 5, there was just all speculation. Now, obviously, we know now after the fact it was iPhone 4S. However, I found a CPA program for iPhone 5, and it was something like own an iPhone 5 before anybody else. I had no idea how they were going to do that, being there was no iPhone 5. But anyway, it looked like a really cool offer. It paid out like $1.85 for email submits, which worked really well with these videos, by the way. Downloads and email submits and zip submits are awesome with this method. So I said, okay, let me do some keyword research. Found a really, really cool keyword phrase that had a lot of decent search volume on it. And I decided to create the video. And here's what happened. What stands out on the page? That yellow video. You see it says, when is iPhone 5 coming out? It appeared in 15 minutes. Now I want you to take a look. The only videos above me are the promoted videos. So those aren't organic videos. In 15 minutes, now look at how many videos are there. It's 4,680. In 15 minutes, I snagged the #1 spot in 15 minutes. Okay? So those two videos above me are promoted videos. They're paying to be there, you know. They're paying to be there. I'm in the #1 position. And that was a really decent keyword phrase called, when is iPhone 5 coming out? Okay, so I got there in 15 minutes, but I didn't get there unnoticed. What do I mean? Well, this position right here that I was really super excited about led to this, right? Oh yeah, oh yeah. So let's just say 15 minutes later, a total of 30 minutes, my video was now gone. That crying led to YouTube. I mean, it happened fast. I mean, you would have thought that they were sitting there monitoring this page. And YouTube sent me a notice that they got complaints about my video. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you talking about? Complaints about my video. Right? Because the video, there was nothing wrong with the video. That video that you see right there was produced no differently than any of the other videos that are still live and active in that account. But what happened was, what I speculate is that other people that were heavy into competing for this whole iPhone 5 saw my yellow video pop in the #1 position in a matter of minutes. I just overtook everybody, and they didn't like that. They didn't like that at all. And there was nothing they could really do about it other than go whine and cry like crybabies. And that's what they did. And I guess it was enough of them that cried so quickly that YouTube decided to take the video down. And they gave me a little warning and all this other kind of stuff about the video. And I was like, fine. You know, they can take the video, but they can't take my skill. So I didn't argue with YouTube or anything like that. It's just like, whatever, you know, it didn't matter. And then, of course, there wasn't an iPhone 5, it was an iPhone 4S. So, you know, I wonder if they're whining and crying about that. But, you know, it really doesn't matter. It's like with your life. You know, I mean, some people are so weak in their own lives. They're so weak in not pursuing their own dreams. The only thing they have enough strength to do is to try to bash you and prevent you from pursuing yours. But no matter what people may take from you, never let them take away your dream. You know, never let them take away your focus. Never let them take away your determination. Right? So I looked at the fact that they took away this position, but they didn't take away the skills that produced the position. So that means I could just go out there and produce more positions. So why am I telling you all this? Well, because when you start to go into some markets that are thick with competition, that could happen to you. People can start complaining. And it's not that there's anything wrong with your video, but people just will complain and figure out a way to remove you because they don't like how effective what it is you just did was. When you consider 4,680 videos sitting there competing for this phrase, and I show up there, bright yellow, mind you, in 15 minutes, yeah, somebody's going to have, I didn't think somebody's going to have anything to say about that because it hadn't happened before. But you know what? Everybody has the ability to cry tears, so I guess they were long overdue for some tears, and they found a reason to cry. So I'm glad they got it out of their system. Moving on. All right. So when you roll out these videos, let me share with you the strategy that I use to roll these videos out. I go wide first. What does that mean? That means I find multiple products first. So I'll find a dozen, 2 dozen different products. In this case, let's just say there's 10 products. All right. Find a product, find one keyword, produce one video, roll it out. Find a second product, one keyword for that product, do the video, roll it out. A third product, and the reason why is because we don't know which products are going to convert, which ones are going to produce the money. So we don't want to overcommit. We don't want to be leaning into one product too heavily without knowing if it's going to produce anything. It's like dating. For those of you that are married, did you get married the first time you met her? I hope not. You wanted to know you wanted to know what you were getting into, right? Is this worth committing to? So what we do is we go wide first, and once we start getting some traction, attraction may be if you're doing a email submit, and all of a sudden you have some videos that have some email submits. It's like, boom, all right, so that one's winning. Guess what? We consider that one to be a winner. Now we find some other keywords and we go deep. So where you had one video, one keyword, one video, now you may find 5 or 10 more keywords and do 5 or 10 more videos for that one offer or that one product. And boom, all of a sudden you got a sale or you got a email submit or a zip submit on another video. So we go deep on that one. Wow, now you have another video that shows some traction. You got some results. We go deep on that one. You had another video that showed you some results. So you go deep on that one. Then you had another video. So in other words, what we're doing is we're waiting for the videos to produce some results. So what we're doing is we're going wide first and then we go deep. So find multiple products, do one keyword with each one. And that's the thing I think some people have an issue with when it comes to making money online. They go heavy into one market. They lean too heavily into one market. They overcommit to one market without knowing if that market is going to produce anything. And I'm talking more so from a niche marketing perspective. Put something out there to test to see how it's going to work for you first. How is this going to work out? Can you? Because here's the thing I always share with people when it comes down to markets. Markets must meet 2 criteria. They must, 1, be reachable, and 2, they must be profitable. It doesn't make sense to pursue a market that you won't be able to reach, okay? It also doesn't make sense to pursue a market that you can reach, but there's no profit in it for you. So we want to make sure our market is both reachable and profitable, and by going wide first, we test out, are we able to reach the market? In other words, through our product selection and keyword selection, are we able to get the traffic in that market? If the answer is yes, is that traffic converting? If the answer is yes, then we go deep. We allow the market results to tell us if we should go deep or if we should go away. Right? That's how I look at it. And because we're not invested in domains, It's because we're not invested in any websites, and everything that we're using is free. We're using all free stuff online to produce the video because YouTube doesn't charge us anything, right? We don't really lose anything but a little bit of time, and you don't really lose anything there. You're gaining something. You're knowing what markets to avoid and what markets to go into. So it's a constant process of you discovering where there's money to be made. In other words, you're panning for gold. It's like, okay, you dipped your pan in at that number 2 slot. There was no gold there. Fine. You dipped in at number 3. Whoa, there's gold. Let's keep going. Or drilling for oil, whatever metaphoric view you want to have. But I'm sure you're getting the point here. But I want to emphasize this because I don't want you to overcommit to anything. I don't want you to have it's like, wow, a lot of people are buying it. So what? Take one keyword and see, are you able to reach that market and reach it profitably? The moment you see signs of profit, and signs of profit aren't video views, that's great, you get the video views because the views precede any sales or precede any CPA actions. So the views are good, you're going to get those. But are those views converting? If so, boom. Now, that said, you could get views and it doesn't convert, and it may not be because that market doesn't convert, it may be because you didn't necessarily put together the video the right way. Right? So remember, succeeding in this business consists of 3 things: knowing what to do, how to do it, and where to do it. You can know what to do, right? Pretty much anybody that knows about video marketing knows to put video online. They know what to do. But the reason most people don't really succeed with it is because there's a failure in understanding how to do it. Like when I'm doing workshops, I like to share with people, I'll ask people, how many people, know what to do when it comes to tennis? If you've watched tennis before, you know what to do. You go on the court and you hit that yellow ball back to the other side. By the way, yellow ball, right? That yellow ball stands out going across that court, especially against a black canvas or, tennis court or a green tennis court. It pops. Why is the ball yellow? Yeah, it pops, right? Now, you know what to do. Hit the ball back. Now, if you ever done it before, the first time you go out there, you see there is such a huge gap between knowing what to do and how to do it. There's this assumption that when we see what to do, we automatically know how to do it, and it's not true, right? It's like riding the bike. You can see somebody ride the bike. It's like, okay, yeah, get on and pedal, right? But when you get on and you pedal for the first time, all of a sudden there's something you didn't understand that you understand through taking action, and that's this whole balance thing. That's why they have training wheels, because you got to get this balance thing. So knowing what to do and how to do it are 2 different things, right? And then you want to know where to do it. So it's really, and by the way, this goes for anything, not just this, but pretty much anything you want to make money in or to succeed in. Understand there's always that combination of knowing what to do, how to do it, and where to do it. And I encourage you, and I don't mean to be disrespectful here, don't be a fool, because I apply this to myself, and assume just because you know what to do that you're going to know how to do it. Ask anybody that's ever played baseball before that knows what to do. Go up to the plate and hit that ball that's coming at you at 90 miles an hour. That's what you want to do. Now, how many know that knowing how to do that, in fact, how to do it is, and doing it well is so low that if you can hit the ball 3 out of 10 times, in other words, 30% of the time, you can probably go to the Hall of Fame and make millions of dollars every single year. Right? So that's knowing what to do and how to do it. It's rather difficult. But let me tell you something. This is a whole lot easier than that. All right? But I want to the point I want to make here is, and it goes for anything. If you really want to succeed at something, don't assume just because you know what to do, because you've seen it from the outside in, that you know the inner workings of it and you know what to do. It always pays. If you want to do something, pay to learn how to do it. Right? Pay to learn not just what to do, but how to go about doing it. And then master it. Okay? And it doesn't necessarily mean because you learned what to do and how to do it and where to do it that you have to be the one that keeps on doing it. No. That's where leveraging, outsourcing, and delegating comes in. All right, so what should you choose to do next now that we covered this, right? We've looked at my crazy super video secret, which is not such a secret anymore, right? We looked at the impact of video. In other words, we looked at a little bit of data and the evidence. I showed you some of the results that my system is able to get. So by now, you're probably ready to choose to do this for yourself, right? Because it's super easy to do. So let's take a look at what I suggest that you do next, all right? First thing I recommend that you do is watch the video that I put together, which is step-by-step how I do everything. Then I recommend that you follow the instructions. Don't just watch, do. right? Because watching and learning and understanding and taking notes can lead to knowledge, but taking action is what will lead to the results that you want to produce, all right? Then after you watch the video and then you follow the instructions, seriously, you sit back and you reap the rewards. Because once you follow the instructions and the videos are out there, they're just going to do their thing. It's out of our control at that point. It's in the elements of the internet, right? Remember, the internet does not require your permission. It only requires your participation. The moment you put stuff out there in the internet for the internet to take over and work, you'll be surprised what'll start happening for you. But if you don't do your part and play your role and then hand off almost like a baton to the internet what it is you've created, then the internet has nothing. It has nothing from you to actually give you anything, give you a return on. So the reaping the rewards is allowing the internet to do its part, because you've done everything that you're supposed to do, right? That was within your control. Then you hand it over to the internet, and you'll see, you'll start to reap the rewards. And by the way, you can use this with other people. So here's what I have for you. There are my video vending cash machines, right? It's a really simple, straightforward training program that will allow you to perfect your automated income, all right? You can create these cash sucking videos and learn how to land them on top of YouTube and Google Video, just like I showed you with my videos. And what happens is when you get them in that position, is really totally hands-free traffic and income that comes from the videos. So here's what I'm going to give you to help you to jumpstart creating your videos. I'm going to give you a list of over 1,000 products to create videos for. And it's not just a list. I give you the links to the products over at Amazon. And it goes from baby products to computer parts and home appliance stuff, all kinds of stuff to help jumpstart you. All right. Now, you don't have to start with that, but I just want to give you some things to start with. All right. And then I'm going to give you step-by-step video training. What to do, in other words, when it comes to CPA offers, how to pick the best CPA offers that are going to work with these videos, because there's certain ones that work like gangbusters with these videos, all right? A simple keyword selection process to ensure you do precision targeting to maximize your video conversions, right? There's a certain way I go about selecting the keywords, and you're going to see exactly how I select those keywords, right? The number one type of offer to use first with these videos to give you the best chance of making money sooner rather than later. Let's face it. Given a choice, would you like to make money sooner or would you like to make it later? I guess you're betting on sooner, right? Of course. So I'm going to share with you the number one type of offer to use first and exactly where to go get those offers from to create your videos around, all right? The exact process for creating eye-catching 30-second videos to get viewed and get your links clicked. That's right. These videos are only 30 seconds and you never have to step in front of the video and you never have to utter a single word into a microphone, all right? And tackling YouTube SEO in 3 simple steps. I don't complicate the process of YouTube SEO. In fact, I simplify the process and I break it down into 3 simple steps. And what you're going to get is exactly how to configure your YouTube video uploads to give you the highest probability of ranking at the top of YouTube within minutes, not hours or days or weeks, but within minutes. All right. And you're going to learn when and if you should create backlinks to your videos. Right? There's a time to do it and there's a time not to do it. You'll be surprised and you'll learn that as well. Also, how to go from start to finish in less than 15 minutes for each 30-second video. What does that mean? That means for every 30-second video you want to roll out, you can go from start to finish in 15 minutes when you're brand new with this. All right. Now, once you get experience at that, you can reduce that time in getting a 30-second video done in under 15 minutes. But just imagine if you just carved out 60 minutes a day to roll out 3 to 4 videos a day, what that can ultimately do for your business or for your income, being you follow the steps and you select the right products and you select the right keywords. That could be pretty amazing, right? But not only that, I'm going to give you my all-in-one video creation and upload software, all right, to take the guesswork of how I create my videos, all right? So using it, you'll be able to create videos within minutes. It's the exact thing that I use, all right? You'll be able to control the background colors with one click. So you're probably asking yourself, how in the world did he create a yellow background? How did he do that? Well, I have my own. I call it my Mermy Video Traffic Machine. And with just one click, you can change the background color from yellow. You can use red. You can use blue. You can use I wouldn't use black, but you can use black, you can use orange, you can use green, there's a whole lot of colors you can change your background to, all right? And as you can see from the image, it's like using Word and PowerPoint, all right? You can add your own music with one click. You can add text and images just like using Microsoft Word or using Microsoft PowerPoint. Very, very easy to use, all right? You can click one button to produce the video, so everything is done right here within the software, all right? And guess what? You can upload your video instantly to YouTube right within the software, right? And tons more. This is the exact software that I use to create those yellow videos, and I'll show you exactly how I go about doing it. And not only that, okay, I'm going to give you 30 days access to our Super Cash weekly webinar training, right? That means you get training every single week. It's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, all right? That would be 8 Eastern and what's it, 9 Mountain, you know the whole time conversion thing. And if you're overseas, well, that's just a different type of time translation. I'm sure you can work that out. But it's live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. But if you're not able to make it there live, all the trainings are recorded and they're placed in an online archive so you can watch it on demand at the time that's best for you. Now, every month I do live Q&A sessions as well as website reviews. But check this out. Every week, you get various weekly bonuses, all right? For example, I'll give you workbooks and manuals and action plans and checklists and blueprints and mind maps. And these are in addition to the 1 hour of training that you get. So in addition to the training, I give you the supplemental training materials so you can go out there and take action on what it is we just covered. I also make software available. For example, this video vending machine, cash machine, this whole training. Everybody that's in our Supercast, they got this whole training already, right? Including the software. It was included. And that was just 1 week's worth of training. And I just decided to break it out and make it available to other people. It's so cool and so effective. I mean, we have software for creating Facebook fan page, all kinds of stuff that we have in there. We have traffic generation stuff, all kinds of stuff that you get as a member of our Super Cash weekly training, all right? Now, the Super Cash costs $39.97 per month once you decide to keep your access, but you're going to get 30 days as a free trial. You can cancel at any time. You can cancel in 30 days, but I know you're not crazy. But remember, just at any time, if you want to cancel, you can go ahead and cancel. But again, I don't think you're that crazy, all right? Now, here's some of the training that's already in the archive waiting for you. Making money with freebies, tweeting for traffic and cash seeking keyword research, marketing with Facebook, microsite cash machines, creating info product income, bank busting back-end selling, micro product launch profit, making money with mobile websites, website cash extraction plan, niche marketing money methods, and tons more. All right, so check it out. You're going to get a list of over 1,000 products to create videos for, along with their links to their locations, so you can grab them and start selling them. You're going to get the step-by-step video training, the all-in-one video creation and uploading software, which is my Mermy video traffic machine, as well as 30 days free access to Super Cash weekly webinar training, which means within that 30 days you'll get 4 additional training, as well as access to tons, weeks, dozens and dozens of weeks, months of previous training, so you can go in there and pick and choose. It's literally a money-making war chest that's sitting in there, all right? Now, when I officially release this after November 21st, it's going to be $97. I'm actually looking to get the price up to $197, but that's the progression, and you'll understand that a little bit later, all right? But you can pre-order it today and get everything for just $47, and that's no joke. You can get everything. The list of 1,000 products, the step-by-step training videos, the all-in-one video creation and uploading software, as well as 30 days access to our Super Cash weekly webinar training for just $47. All you have to do is go over to budurl.com/VCM47. Okay, that is the pre-order price. You'll get full access. You'll get an email sent to you on Monday, November 21st, that will give you full access to the list of the 1,000 products, to the videos, to the software and everything. All right, that's the pre-order price. Now, let me tell you that after that, the price will be $97. Okay, and then we're going to take a whole bunch of testimonial from everybody that's using it at the $47 price, and then we're going to come back out, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to look to take the price after $197 to $147, and I'm going to see if I can get the price to $197. What? Because it's business. You want to improve your margins. That's one of the things that you do. But it's not going to be any less valuable. It's incredibly valuable. It's an unbelievable skill to be able to have. And I don't want to underprice it. But what I want to do is give you the opportunity to get in and seize this opportunity immediately at the lowest possible price, which is the pre-order price of just $47. All right, to be able to have this skill. I mean, think about that. I mean, think about having this skill and getting those videos out there at $47. Come on, give me a break. All right. Now, I want you to ask you something. What is it you really want? let me tell you something. Regardless of how many people are watching this, we all have our own specific dreams, goals, and objectives. But let me tell you something that I'm willing to bet. If I was a gambling man, and in many ways I guess we all gamble, but I'm not a Vegas type of guy, but I would be willing to bet there's 4 things that all of us have in common, and that's our desire for love, time, freedom, and security, right? Now, when I say love, I'm talking about in the sense that if you think about it, most people get married because of what? Love. But most people get a divorce because of what? Money. And we're not talking about an overabundance of it either, are we? What seems to happen is when people are stressing over money, and if you think about it, a good percentage of people make just enough money today to not have enough money tomorrow. And that can create a whole lot of stress and tension in the household and a lot of anxiety because of the level of uncertainty. And what tends to happen is weird that level of stress will tend to clog your love arteries, where people become disassociated in their environment. People can love them, but they just don't feel it because of where they are. Because we know that the quality of any person's life is not how great things are or how bad things are around them, it's what they're focusing on. And if in any environment you're focused on the lack of money or the overabundance of bills or something that is stressing you out, it doesn't matter how much love is there, you'll have a tendency to not be able to experience it. And then there's a huge breakdown in relationships, right? And we know money is important. It's not everything, but it's important. Even the Bible says, I don't know what your beliefs are, but the Bible says, money answereth all things. Another interpretation of that is that money makes the world go around. Now, we're not talking about the love of money, but we're talking about how essential it is. Look, if you have a house, or you have a car, you have an apartment, let's just say you have a house. You can be beautiful. You can be an absolutely gorgeous woman or absolutely handsome dude. If you were to send that mortgage stud back with a picture of you, I assure you they will still call you for payment. Right? Because they want the money. They don't want your picture. Hey, you look nice, but where's my money? Right? So it has this role. All right? And look, you know, you think about the stuff that happened in Haiti, the stuff that happened in Japan, and all the different things that happened. We can send them prayers, but wouldn't they like some money? Right. It's not undermining the power of prayer. Prayer is incredibly powerful. And it's actually been scientifically proven to be powerful. But we're talking about, hey, you know, even the Bible says faith without works is dead. We need some work. We need some money, right? And also time, right? And we're not talking about like more time in the sense of, oh, Lord, give me a 25th hour. That ain't going to happen, right? Because, you know, by the way, if you're squandering 24, you'll squander the 25th one. But that's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about the time that you have. That's the great equalizer. We all have 24 hours in a day, right? We all share the same 1,440 minutes in a day, right? But the quality of that time is not the time itself, but is what we're depositing into that time in terms of focus and energy. That's what's really determining what the quality of that time is. But guess what? If you're freed up, if you're only depositing a focus on stress on bills and money and all this other kind of stuff, then the time that you have, it doesn't necessarily feel good, does it? The time it is what it is. It's neutral. It's what we're depositing into it that makes really the difference and what the texture of that time is going to be. But imagine being able to free yourself up to be able to spend that time in ways that are more meaningful to you. Not the things that are breaking you down, but spending that time and investing that time in ways that it builds you up. And then there's freedom. Freedom to do, you know, what it is you want to do as opposed to what it is you have to do. To be with the people you want to be with versus the people you have to be with. You understand what I mean? Real freedom. We live in the freest part of this entire world if you live here in the United States. You know, we're all free moral agents. Nobody can make you do anything. You know, you don't have to go to work. You choose to go to work because you want to eat. You choose to go to work because you want to, you know, pay your bills. You don't have to. People get, have to go to work. No, you don't. You don't have to go to work. You're choosing to go to work. But the thing is that people are choosing to do things that they feel as if it limits them as opposed to liberates them. So what I want to do is, as best way as I can, it's not that I have all the answers, but I look to create things that help you to make continuous progress towards these things that I feel that are important to you. What I want to do is help you to experience a lot more of the freedom that you deserve. And then there's security, which is really important. In a world right now where there's a high level of uncertainty and a high level of insecurity, and I'm not just talking about personal insecurities where people have low self-esteem and poor self-images, that's an issue too. But I'm just talking about the level of uncertainty that happens in the economy, right? But again, I mean, I can go on to a rabbit trail about is it really the economy? But I'm not going to go down that. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. Not this time. All right. But the point that I wanted to make here is, in a world where there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of insecurity, we would like to find some place of security. And one thing that I believe that a lot of people, if not striving or clawing for, is a level of financial security where they feel at least secure as their family's provider, be it they're a family of one or they're a family of many. They want to have that level of security, right? And not just today, but having the level of security that where they create some type of financial fortress going into their future, so that they know that when they're gone or when you're gone, right, that there's something there for others, right? So I know that your goals specifically may be different, but you'll probably have to agree that love, time, freedom, and security is something that we all share. It's one of those that it's a thread that's kind of woven throughout the hearts and minds of all of us. So those are some things that we all have in common, and that are similar despite what dissimilar things that we may have. All right. Also, you would want something that's proven and time tested to work. Well, this is proven and it's time tested to work. I showed you evidence of that, during this session. Also, something that's easy to follow. Some instructions that are easy, not complex. Where you open it up, it's like, really? Building a rocket wasn't necessarily in your plans for the evening, right? No, these are easy to follow instructions, and you get a very simple step-by-step process. I mean, think about it. How complex could it be if you can build a 30-second video in 15 minutes? It's not going to be too complex, now, is it? No, it's not. These are easy to follow instructions in a step-by-step process, right? Something that you've always wanted. I got it for you. An affordable solution. We're talking $47. Now, I know $47 is all relative. To some, it's like, it's $47. To some, it could be like $47. $47. For some people, it can seem like a lot. So I don't want to minimize it, because it's $47. No matter whose ruler you're using to measure, is it a little or is it a lot? But it is an affordable solution when you consider other things that you can go and spend money on that probably wouldn't give you nearly the type of results that this simple method will be able to give you. All right, and get a solution in place and running and ready to make money within hours of your decision to use it. Isn't that something that you want? You want to be able to get something in place and running quickly, not something that's like, wow, I got to assemble all of this. I got to do all this. How many videos do I have to go through? How many steps are there? Wow, you like, we'll probably colonize Mars before you finish that program. No, you don't want something that's that complex, now do you? Of course not. And I'm sure you can imagine this is something that's very simple. It's a solution you can definitely get in place and get up and running, and it doesn't take a long time to do it. In fact, to say within hours, I'm giving you some procrastination buffer room, if you will. All right, so it's basically easy to execute on. The moment you decide to use it, you'll find out how fast and easy it is to use, especially with the software. And something that is able to help you to make more money with less work. I totally subscribe to the whole less sweat, more equity. That's what the whole automated income models are all about, is less sweat and more equity. And here's the whole idea, and I want to pose this question to you. All right? Well, actually, let me just say it in the form of a statement. If you're not making money today off of work that you did days, weeks, months, and even years ago, you need to reconsider how you go about making your money. I totally subscribe to the idea of creating money in such a way that you do the work. This is not about no work. It's about less work. Hey, I'll roll up my sleeve and I'll hammer it out. I'll hustle and grind it out to get something going, get something set up, especially if I know I can flip the switch and turn it on and automate it or something like that. And it can kind of, do its own thing, and all I have to do is some minor maintenance. But with these videos, there's like no maintenance whatsoever. It's not a website, there's no maintenance. It's just like, really set it and forget it. So I love that whole idea. To me, it's not about laziness. It's about leverage. It's about leveraging time. It's about leveraging technology. It's about leveraging automation. It's about leverage. Because in life, all of us are looking to advance our positions. We never do it by force. There's just way too much friction trying to advance any position in life through force. What we want to do is use leverage points. And with technology, other people, automation, all that kind of stuff, hey, like right now, you're able to leverage my knowledge by picking this up. Guess what you're doing? You're leveraging what it is I learned to take that skill and learn it for yourself, and then leverage the technology like the piece of software. So it's really about leverage. All right, and being able to put something in place that's able to help you to make more money with less work. Now, remember, these are what I call video vending machines. So the more of these, if you think about a person that gets wealthy from a vending route, do they get wealthy because they had one gumball machine in the corner of one dental office, of all places to have a gumball machine? Huh? Of course not. If they have multiple locations and they kind of get rich a quarter at a time, 25 cents at a time. If it's a gumball machine, if it's a soda machine, maybe it's $1 at a time. If it's a soda machine at an amusement park, it's probably $5 at a time as they inflate the prices for soda in hotels and at amusement parks. But you get the point. So it's really about not putting up one video. It's about basically just pretty much going berserk, for lack of a better phrase, and looking to give yourself a pay raise with every video that you put up. It's not one single video that's going to do it for you. It's the collective. It's the whole collection of videos, all of them working together, bringing you in different amounts. That's going to really make it work for you. All right. And ultimately, you want some fresh steps on the road to financial security to relieve whatever fear, stress, and anxiety that may develop or has developed as a result of the uncertainty of these particular times. There is a way to deal with uncertainty. You can be certain about other things. And unfortunately, the way life is just designed, uncertainty doesn't really disappear. It's basically just figuring out ways to deal with the uncertainty, to be able to leverage the uncertainty, to be able to be emboldened by uncertainty and strengthened by uncertainty as opposed to weakened by it. And sometimes a way to do that is to be able to lean on the areas that we have a high level of certainty in. And one thing I want to be able to do is give you certainty in one area. I'm not able to give you certainty every area, I know that, but I can give you certainty here. I can give you the level of certainty where you can create videos and you can get them ranked, and you can get them ranked fast, and you can get them ranked high. And with that, you can do with it whatever it is you want. Like I mentioned area is like being a master swordsman, like a samurai. You can wield that sword however it is you want. Okay? You can use it to conquer other countries. You can use it to protect your own cities. It's all how you decide to use it. But understanding this particular skill and having a level of certainty that you know without question that you can create these videos. You can create them with a high level of precision, and you can create them quickly, and you can get them ranked high. Now, it's how many of them do you want to create for how many different products? At that point in time, the power is in your hands. It's ultimately in your control. You're certain about that. You know that. And you go out there and you'll be able to do it. So where there may be other areas that you may have levels of uncertainty, I can bring you some level of certainty here. And hopefully with that, while I may not be able to help relieve all your fears or all your stress or any anxiety that you may be able to have, I think that this right here will give you some fresh steps and contribute to relieving it, or at least diverting your focus from it where there's something that you have a whole lot more hope about because of the level of certainty that you've been able to develop for being able to do it yourself. So, do I have all the answers? No. Is this something that will make you rich overnight? Absolutely not. Is this something that will make you money? Sure, if you use it. How much money can it make you? I don't know. You tell me. Put it to work. There's a whole lot of different products out there with different price points, different conversions, different affiliate payouts. Maybe you have your own stuff. The bottom line is I'm going to give you the power to be able to do this. How you decide to use it and profit from is on you. I'll give you instructions on how I suggest you use it. But the moment you have this skill and power, you decide how you want to go about using it. All right? So you can get this entire thing right now for just $47. And you get to join me every week for our Super Cash. You'll have 30 days access, which means you'll be able to join us for 4 weekly training sessions. Also, I don't keep anything from you in the archive. Believe it or not, I don't lock the archive and be like, no, you're on a 30-day trial. You can't see everything that's in the archive. No. I trust you. You can go in the archive. You can download it. You can watch all kinds of videos. You can download tons of different action plans and blueprints and mind maps and checklists. There's tons of stuff in it. I'm telling you, it's a money-making war chest. You can go in there and download whatever it is you want. Right? My whole bottom line is this. You love it enough, you're not going to leave, and I don't think you're crazy enough to leave. I just don't. It's one of those places you walk in, you don't want to get out. You don't want to leave. Hopefully the value will be there for you like it is for others, and you'll ultimately feel the same way. And that's why I want you to give it a try, right? But at the end of the day, whether you keep it or not, you have your experience, and you'll definitely learn a lot from it, and you'll have this entire video vending cash machines to be able to go to work for you. Because you do them, you put in their work for you. So right now, again, as long as you're watching this before November 21st, you can get it for $47. If you're watching this after November 21st, guess what? It's still a great deal. Absolutely a great deal. You'll be able to go over to VCM 47, but that link will change to the $97 price, which is fine. Go ahead, pick it up anyway. It's going to be more than worth it. If the price has already increased above $97, then guess what? If it's $147, still pick it up because it's still worth it. If by then by the time you're watching this, because I don't know when you're watching this, right? Because I have this video up for a while. I'm not going to play some fake scarcity and be like, oh, get it now. I'm only allowing X number of people to get it. No, I was thinking about limiting the software because I don't want to have a ton of people out there with a bunch of yellow videos or anything like that. Do light blue, do sky blue, do hot pink, do something else. But then I said, whatever, it's just so many different markets. It's whatever, right? So am I going to limit it? Nah, not right now. So I'm not going to say, oh, you better get it now. There's only 502 copies. No, you got time, but the price will go up, right? But at whatever the price is, it's going to be more than worth it. All right. So there you have it. I hope you learned and got some value from this. And it's my hopes that you'll pick up a copy of this because I really want you to be able to do this. You'll be tickled yellow or tickled pink or tickled whatever color you decide to use for your videos when you start doing this for yourself. And you start to see how easy it is and how deadly and devastatingly effective it is. And then you have that power. I'm not the only one that has to have this power. You can have this power. And to say it's simple to do is not overstating it. It is just, especially if you just follow and you just click and follow through with the software I'm going to give you. And that's one of the reasons I'm giving you the software. Is I don't want you to have to run all over the internet trying to grab a bunch of resources. I just want to give it to you all in one spot to be able to produce it, get it done, move on to the next video. Where you basically just manufacture these things. All right, so there it is. You have it. I hope you come join us on the 21st of November. It will be available to you, and you'll be able to get it going. Tap into, at this time of the year, a lot of that online buying that's going to take place. Think about that, all the Christmas buying that's going to take place. Goodness gracious almighty. In fact, Black Monday's coming up soon, I don't mean to score this video and date it by mentioning the holidays, but, you have holidays all year round. You have things and products that move. To have the ability to produce videos quickly and know that you can get them ranked in the number one position quickly allows you to really seize opportunities of fast-moving products, right? Bestsellers, movers and shakers, new releases, all kinds of different things. Just imagine how you can use this. I'll give you the skills. You decide how you want to use the skills. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this training. Hope to see you on the weekly webinars that we're going to be doing. And I look forward to your feedback as you thrillingly share with me the results that you got from using these video vending cash machines. And I want to thank you for your commitment to watch this video. And all the best to you and yours. God bless you and yours.